Well, everyone, welcome back. It's me, your girl, Miami. Today, I'm going to talk about Transformers 4: Age of Extinction. Let me give you my review of the movie right now. It was freaking A. I loved it. Actually, I shouldn't say loved, more like it really had me on the edge of my seat. Literally, actually. I'll get to that in a minute. I thought at first Dragons 2, How to Train Your Dragons 2, was going to be the highlight of my summer movie flicks. With Maleficent being as a big letdown, I was looking for something to bring me up. How to Train Your Dragon 2 was sort of something like that, but then it completely blows it out the water with Transformers 4. Actually, coming into this movie, I actually thought I was going to hate this movie. Due to hearing the plot early on during the trailers, I thought having a 4-year time skip was going to be the complete downfall of this movie. Having humans chase the Autobots was a complete letdown when I first heard the plot. So going into the movie theater, I had zero expectations. I was coming in here just to see Michael Bay explosions. I love saying that. And just seeing some cliches that have been seen over and over again. I was right, but at the same time, I was wrong. This movie definitely puts you on the edge of your seat, and I'm here to tell you why. So, once again, spoiler warning. If you don't want to be spoiled, take this video off right now. If not, sit back, relax, and let me tell you Transformers 4. So I thought I'd start out with this review by giving you the cons, what I didn't like about this movie. And it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. Don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of problems with this movie. So I thought I'd start off with what I thought was too much. Right off the back, holy freaking too much freaking advertisement. I swear to Grace, because I have a keen eye for all these things, I've seen so much product placement, it was not even funny. Buzz Light, Victoria's Secret, Greyhound, freaking cars everywhere. Everything was an advertisement. Go ahead, go to the movie theaters, watch this movie, and count how many advertisement products you can see. 2. Michael Bay explosions. Something about his explosions just look like fireworks. Quick recommendation, if you're gonna go see this movie, I actually recommend seeing it on the 4th of July. It's a great 4th of July weekend part movie. I actually tried to count how many explosions there was in this freaking movie, and I think I got up to like 87, and after when things started getting like really crazy, I stopped. And I don't know why I did that. 3. I guess you can say location. We'll get into that in a minute. If you remember in the last movie, they was in Chicago. They returned to Chicago. And I'll get into in a minute why I didn't like this location to be used. Don't get me wrong, we're not in Chicago for very long, but I'm still kind of disappointed because in a way the movies all had their own separate flow. One was in California, the other one was in Egypt, the other one was in Chicago, and this one, even though it still is in Chicago, well actually the first place we start off is Texas, and then Chicago, then we go to Hong Kong. What else did I have with this movie? I can't think of anything right now, though I still have a lot of problems with the movie. We'll get into that later. So, what's the plot? Well, immediately we start off with, hey, guess what? Transformers were here before our time. That's right, it wasn't a meteor that destroyed the dinosaurs, it was Transformers. Or at least what we think was Transformers. We start off with a family in Texas who's trying to get their life together. A beautiful, hot, blonde daughter, a working single father, and the comic relief character. Ooh, remember that comic relief character, for when I mention him again, you are going to love it. We start off with this guy named Chad Yeager. So, for the most part, Chad Yeager was a pretty good character. I actually did not mind this character. It's actually what I really like about him was his last name was Yeager. If real quick side note, if you know Attack on Titan, if you know German, you automatically know Jaeger is German for hunter. So I thought that was a cool cliche right there. You know, once we find out about how the Autobots are being hunted down, there's this man named Chad Yeager, Chad Hunter, whatever. I thought that was a pretty cool, twist, or not twist, whatever. Yeager, I'm gonna call him Mr. Yeager. Yeager is an inventor who's trying to, get his inventions off the roof, trying to get out there, but clearly he's doing a poor job, because he don't even have enough money to send his daughter to college. He doesn't even have enough money to pay his employee. He soon goes to this old theater where he buys a rusty old truck, which we'll soon find out why this truck is so important. In the meanwhile, we switch to a bunch of CIA officers on the hunt for Decepticons, or what we think is Decepticons, but it's later revealed it's an Autobot, and not just any Autobot, Ratchet. Ratchet is being hunted down by humans, and what appears to be a Terminator robot. I kid you not. This robot is the spitting image of the Terminator. Just think about the Terminator in your head right now. That's the robot. I didn't even see the Terminator when I was a kid, or when I was young, or even now. It's just that, really? Okay, so the CIA is hunting down Autobots and reviewing Decepticons and collecting their spark and their parts. Why is it being done like this? We'll soon find out. Going back over to the farm where Yeager and his family is, he soon discovers that the truck he bought was Optimus Prime. He actually takes the missile out of Optimus Prime's body. Optimus returns, and let me say something real quick. This is the first time Optimus Prime has scared the living shit out of me. He wakes up and is like, destroy humans, destroy humans. I was like, holy crap, what the hell? Were you dreaming about something? Optimus, I'm always here for you. You can tell me what's going on. He comes out literally fighting, and I guess you can tell that he's been through a lot. Yeager offers to help rebuild him as Optimus explains that he's being hunted by his kind, and in this era right now, due to the Chicago incident from the last movie, when you find an Autobot, a Decepticon, or any kind of alien parts, you're supposed to report it to your government so you can collect a reward. Since this family is financially broke, the friend, wants to collect the reward, but Yeager doesn't. He wants to know more about these Transformers and maybe get some knowledge and help him with his inventions. Yeager helps bring back Optimus up to speed, while the buddy goes and alert the authorities, which is the CIA, which was a stupid move. The CIA is like, holy crap, they have Optimus, move out. And they go to the barn, and literally this scene is actually kind of well played. I was kind of like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Those are humans. Why are you trying to hit humans? The CIA comes in, and they're about to kill the daughter unless the father tells where Optimus Prime is, and he's actually not selling Optimus Prime out. Which is sort of bizarre because you just met this alien creature and you're not gonna sell him out in order to protect your only daughter. But I'm gonna try to do this review as quickly as I can, because this movie is long. I shit you not. I think this movie was about 3 hours long. So Optimus Prime's not gonna allow that shit to happen. He comes out of the barn, he starts doing this, Michael Bay explosions, and then the boyfriend comes up, and the boyfriend saves the family. They're like, oh, some comic relief happens between the father and the boyfriend. We got some cool car chasing, yada yada yada. Okay, so It turns out the comic relief character, the friend of the father, was the one who called the CIA. They're like, ugh, you jerk. And guess who gets killed in the next scene? The comic relief character. I was in the movie theater going, yes! I swear to God, if he was going to be in the whole movie, I was automatically going to give this movie a thumbs down because I don't like cliche comic relief characters. If you can spot them out immediately, you know they're either going to be god awful or just plain annoying. So he gets killed in the most brutal way ever, melted to death with his skeleton perfectly like a statue. I'm trying to give you a visual, but I'm having a hard time finding the words to describe it. Moving on, Optimus Prime comes in. He takes the family to a location where the boyfriend and the father are like, you, and blah 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 blah. Alright, moving on. So, it turns out that this company called the KSI, are actually finding all Autobots, dismantling them, and reforming them into some sort of new material metal. And the reason why they're doing this is because they're building Transformers. Oh my god, what the hell? So the humans are the enemies in this movie. Yeah, you may think the Hunter is going to be like the main villain, but the humans are downright the villains. I was kind of shocked by that, because if you analyze the whole movie as it is, it's all the humans' fault, and we'll get into more details later on. So, Jaeger and his family agreed to help Optimus Prime find out why the KIS is doing this. They break into the facility, and when Optimus Prime had the opportunity to kill the main boss of the the KSI, he lets him go. Here's one thing about this movie that I really like: the character development of Optimus Prime. You have this character who's a strong, willful leader who holds both worlds in his hand, both his Autobots and the people of Earth. But you really see him pissed the fuck off in this movie. And I kid you not, there are some times when I believe that Optimus Prime could be a great supervillain. That sounds weird. Watch this movie and you'll know what I mean. Going on, he has this opportunity to literally kill the person who's been hunting down his Autobots, and you're thinking he's gonna kill him, but he doesn't, and he goes away and he destroys the facility, and then they move on. And as they leave the facility, it's time for another chase scene. The KSI president wants to use his prototypes Stinger and Galvatron. Real quick, off the bat, as soon as he said Galvatron, I knew who the hell this guy was. I only watched Transformers Armada as a kid, but even I know that in every version, I believe every version of Transformers there's out there, Megatron always changes his name to Galvatron whenever he gets an update, is revived and reborn, blah blah blah. Anytime, he always changes his name to Galvatron. So as soon as his name was Galvatron, bang. The president sends these two, I don't even know what the hell to call them, let's just call it Stinger and Galvatron, after the Autobots. The Autobots starts to flee, they have this confrontation, and then the bounty hunter comes out of nowhere and collects not only Optimus Prime, but also the daughter. And at this point of the movie, I actually stopped focusing on the plot. Here's the thing with this movie. There's a plot, and it's kind of good and it's kind of bad. To put it in perspective, you can turn off your brain for this movie and still enjoy it. Or you can turn on your brain and still enjoy this movie. And that's the thing with this movie. It's a good thrill, I saw it in IMAX in 3D, so maybe because I was getting into the whole 3D and chasing and loud music and stuff like that, I was kind of like getting into the mood. But honestly, I'm doing a really crappy job with this review right now, and I apologize. I'm trying to get into my thoughts about the plot. We're now on the ship of the Transformer who's been hunting down Optimus Prime. He reveals that Optimus Prime was built to do whatever he was doing by the creators. And this is where like the plot starts going into like, like you don't really care because you kind of like scrapped it off the next scene. The father wants to get back his daughter, Optimus Prime. He joins with the other Autobots. The reason why I'm not really talking about the other Autobots is because you already know Bumblebee, and the other three don't even matter. I kid you not. There's like a samurai, there's a fat dude, and then there's the one with the coat. That's it. They're not that memorable, and they're not really worth mentioning. So, yeah. The Autobots sneak onto the ship. The humans and the hunter were working together all along. They give the hunter a seed, which is just like, oh great, here's some Deus Ex Machina shit again. And then they're like, okay, time to sail off. Here's where the part of the movie where if you're epileptic, I'm not saying that right, epileptic. If you're really tolerable to light, close your eyes for this scene because my eyes were freaking hurting me. There were so many flashing lights, it's like you're being in a rave. So real quick, when they're on the ship and you're following the girl, just kind of squint your eyes. Maybe that would help lessen the blow of the lights because it was like a rave in there. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. Moving on. So, Optimus Prime is captured, and the moving vehicle hovers over Chicago again. Here's the thing. It's only been 4 or 5 years since the events of the last movie. How the hell did Chicago recover that quickly? I'm no expert on architecture, but I don't think they should be recovered that quickly. I clearly remember that whole city was demolished. How the freaking hell was everything just the way it was? Not even here in New York is everything fully rebuilt from the September attacks. And I know I go down there almost every day. So don't you dare tell me, oh, it's getting better. No. No, it's not. Moving on. So, let's see, where are we now? Now, this movie, it's good. For this movie, I shut off my brain, so I'm having a hard time recalling a lot of different events. Right, Chicago. The father and the boyfriend, I haven't really mentioned the boyfriend too much because, again, another character not really worth mentioning. The father and boyfriend sneak onto the ship. They find these really large swords, and I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to try to wield one of these swords, are they? They do. It's actually kind of laughable. But they find something a little bit more of their size, and it turns out it's not a sword, it's a gun, and they start firing. We got some epic alien scenes. Moving on, we go back to the KSI president, and he's like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? Blah blah blah. The Autobots help rescue Prime, and they wind up escaping away. So, we're gonna explain what the seed was. God, there's a lot going on in this movie. I'm trying to really recall it. I shut my brain off, so give me a break. They explain that this seed is like their source of creating Transformers, and you need organic chemical beings, I don't know, to create the metal, and that's what that seed is. So it was the seed that just caused the dinosaurs eons ago to disappeared. Now that they have one of the seeds, which they don't even explain where one of the seeds come from. Like, this seed comes out of nowhere. God. Okay, that's guess what's one of my problems with the movie. The seed just kind of pops out of nowhere. So moving on, Optimus is like, okay, we're gonna help you humans out one more time, but that's it. And Jaeger's like, the fuck? What do you want to do that for? Don't you like us anymore? You shot at me several times. You humans hunted us down. Fuck off. Okay, if Optimus Prime actually said that, I would have loved it. God, we're not even 2/3 of this movie, and I'm still explaining, like, half the plot. Oh, man, I'm trying. Okay, here we go. So they go over to Chicago, and Jaeger warns the KSI president that if you use that seed, trust me, you're gonna have a hard time, because guess what? That Galvatron you made is Megatron reborn. He's been manipulating you throughout the whole time. If you do set that seed off, you're gonna set the apocalypse off. We have this epic showdown where, like, there's only 5 Autobots against an army of reincarnated Decepticons. We have the reincarnation of Megatron, we have the bounty hunters, and we have the freaking humans against 5 Autobots and 3 pathetic humans. I've never seen an outright just kill yourself, you lost this fight sort of scene. But what do you know? None of the Autobots die after this point. I guess it makes sense because, you know, they've been hunting down. We have the scene where, like, Megatron's like, oh, fuck this shit. He goes up to the hunter's machine and he awakens these legendary warriors, which are the dinosaurs you see in the trailer. And I'm just like, why did they transform into dinosaurs? Why? Are they Transformers? What? They don't really explain what they are or who they are. They just say they're legendary warriors, and apparently Optimus Prime wants a piggyback ride on the T-Rex. So we get this really cool epic scene where, like, Optimus Prime is just like riding the dino. Someone make that into a meme. Hurry up. Go do it. He comes in, he swoops down, and he starts kicking ass and taking charge. The KSI president finally has come around, and he wants to help the humans, or the good humans, who doesn't want the apocalypse. He starts hiding the sea, blah blah blah. I know I'm doing a bad job with this review. I may not even upload this. Fuck, I'm gonna upload it. And we get the whole cliche, human, get to the building. Oh man, I swear to God, Michael Bay has probably used that line every movie. Hurry up and get there, hurry up and get there. Like, I remember in the first movie, Sam, get to the building, and the second one, Sam, get to the pyramid, or Sam, get to the building, or it's been the same freaking line. God, that's another thing about this movie. A lot of Michael Bay cliches, so many, and a lot of it feels kind of repeated from the last movies, which is okay because you're here for a Transformers movie. So, okay, we basically have these legendary warriors just kicking ass and taking out all of the rebuilt Decepticons, except for Galvatron, who once again is free to roam. We have a final showdown between Optimus Prime and that Hunter fella. Thanks to the humans, they were able to just completely destroy him. Optimus Prime releases the legendary warriors and takes the seed, and it goes into outer space, which is an Iron Giant cliche, as he rocket boots into outer space. And then he has one final message where he's like, I'm coming for your asses, you creators. And that's my crappy review of Transformers 4. I skipped so many things. If you're even here up until this point, thank you. I wanted to write a proper script, to help me evaluate this movie, and I really can't. I actually did start writing some pros and cons of this movie, and it's too hard to do it because there's a lot going on in this movie, and then there's not a lot going on in this movie. All in all, it's not as crappy as most people are beginning to say about this movie. It's a good thrill, it's a good ride. It has a lot of great moments, it has a lot of bad moments. When we were done with the movie, everyone in the theater was clapping. I was clapping. I liked it. I don't really care that it was a lot of cliches. If I see it again and help me collect my thoughts on the movie, then maybe I might see all the more shitty moments of the film. But so far, the first take of the film was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the humans, both good and bad. We got Optimus Prime, character development through the roof. We even got some funny moments from, who was that character? From, like, the Autobots. It's a pretty good film for the most part, and even though it sticks to the whole I'm a Transformers movie by Michael Bay, so you're gonna see a lot of Michael Bay explosions. I love saying that. It's a good movie to watch. You'll definitely not waste your money on this 3D IMAX movie. The 3D was phenomenal. It really felt like shit was coming out of you. That's what I mean, like, I was on the edge of my seat. And it was great. So, to sum up this really bad review, love the movie. Yes, had a lot of problems with advertisement, some cliche moments, and Michael Bay's explosions, but it's a good summer film. And if you want to kick off your summer just right, watch this movie, and if you can, watch it on the 4th of July. Because after you see this movie, all you want to do is see explosions. I am literally going up to Pennsylvania on the 4th of July and just start setting off a bunch of fireworks and calling them all Michael Bay explosions. And then I'm going to walk backwards and not look at the explosions as they go off behind me. I am Yami, and I hope you stick around to hear me say thank you for listening. Have a nice day.